What's up, everyone? Welcome to Cracker. I'm on season 4. Can't remember what the hell episode I'm up to now. I'm losing so much track of things that I'm gonna just start putting the number of the episodes in the beginning just to save time. So make my life easier because I'm like, I'm on 7, I'm on 8, and I always get it screwed up anyway. But nothing really to show. Well, for comic wise anyway, for this one. Just a couple things I want to talk about, which was quite interesting. But I did get something. I went to Walmart yesterday and a little stuffed up, sorry, but it's a nice rainy day, so sometimes I get like that. And Gizmo is completely out cold, so that's a good plus. So no Gizmo today, and there's not going to be any Gizmo's picks, unfortunately, today, because there's really nothing that he wanted to talk about. But anyway, went to Walmart, and I actually got a pretty good deal on these. I was just looking around, because I had to get some sleeves, some more sleeves for my Garbage Pail Kid cards. And I got these 2 Blu-ray movies. They were 2 for $5, so that's pretty cool. I got the Army of Darkness Screwhead Edition. Love Army of Darkness. And the Dusk Till Dawn collection. It's got all of them on there, plus the documentary thing about it. That's pretty cool. 2 of them, 2 Blu-ray movies for $5. That's freaking amazing. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about. This might be somewhat a long video because you know how I get. Well, one thing I want to talk about is eBay. That's number 1. And number 2, talk about something my friend had brought up, which is interesting, and I've talked about this a lot, which we'll get into that in a second. But eBay. Let's talk about eBay. Or as Reader 1717 calls it, Evil Bay, which is true. You have to really be careful on eBay, because I've noticed, well, a couple of things, like, say you're bidding on something, so you found a comic that you really want, it's like $3, you're like, alright, cool. Always check your shipping as well, because I saw a comic that I was actually getting ready to bid on. It was $4, was what it was up to, but the shipping was $25. So I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because now people are getting greedy and sneaky, and they're thinking, hey, I might not get my $20 for this comic, so I'll start the bidding at like 99 cents, and we'll see how it goes, but then I'm going to charge you $25 to ship it. So he's like, you thinking like, hey, I'm getting my $20 that I want for the comic, plus I'm getting extra. So you have to be really careful, always check the shipping, because like I said, it almost happened to me. I was like, oh my god, I was like, that's insane. I have bid on a couple comics and won a few where the shipping was definitely more than the comic. Couple comics I won that were like $1, $2, and shipping was $4, so it's like $3 or $4. So that's not too bad. You kind of take it into account there, but that's still a bitch. And another thing that's very interesting, like about eBay, which again you have to be very careful, because if you take your time on eBay and you look, you can find things sometimes a lot cheaper than what you just found it for. Like a couple comics I found like were $20, and then I kept looking. 2 hours later, I found one for $5, the same one. So you gotta kind of, and double, always check and double check, and that's what I do. Because a lot of people have been asking, like, how do you get, these books for $1? I'm right now, when I'm not looking for work, I'm just sitting here kind of just going through stuff, and sometimes I see it. I'm not trying to spend money. It sounds really stupid, like, hey, you are. I am and I am, but I'm not trying. I am and I am. I am and I'm not. I'm not trying to go overkill on certain things. Like, I'm trying to get stuff for, good deals kind of now. But one thing like I had noticed, which is another thing, like I said, you have to be careful. That's why I'm saying you should really look when you go on eBay. Is a lot of people now, whenever you're looking for a certain book, like say let's go for Amazing Spider-Man 41. Hippie, this one's for you. The first appearance of the Rhino. Whenever there's a movie announced or a rumor, these friggin' books go through the roof. The Rhino, like I said, I got it about a year, 2 years ago. I think I got it for like $30. I think actually it might have been cheaper, 20 or 30, give or take. Which wasn't too bad, because the shape, it wasn't too bad either. It was probably a very good plus, fine, give or take. I've shown it before. But now that the movie when the movie was rumored that it was supposed to have the Rhino, you could see it gradually go up, little by little. Say a $30 book, 35, 40, 45, 50. Now then when it was fully announced that the Rhino was in it, $100, $200. It's I saw a graded one that was a 9.0, which is impressive, for $2,000. It's crazy, and also you gotta watch is some people are completely misguided. Like they'll throw out a book that'll have like say you're looking for a first appearance of a certain character. Um, let's say trying to think of movies that are coming out that I've seen that actually is relevant to this because I've seen a few things. Um, can't think of anything. Let's use it for instance. Like I've seen, it was one book where it was. I'll talk about this in a minute, but it was one book with a certain character. I really, like I said, I can't remember what it was, but it was like, oh, new movie coming out soon, rumored, blah blah blah. Get it now, why it's cheap, and it was $30-something. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Same thing with the Avengers, the one with the first appearance of Nebula. Every time I look at that book, it's new movie coming out, new movie coming out, new movie coming out. Get it while it's cheap. Get it while it's cheap. I did find it for a good price, which I'll show that when I get it. So I've announced one of my shipments that I'm getting. I was looking for it. I found one. Got it for I think it was $3 or $4. I can't remember. But the guy's throwing in a whole bunch of bonus books with it too, because it had a little bit of most comic collectors, what I'm talking about, when it has that little bit of a water ripple on the bottom or the top where it's must have had some kind of water damage, but it was dried, so it's kind of got a little bit of ripple. But hey, I spent I think it might have been $5, which isn't too bad. Plus, I'm getting like 5 or 6 bonus books. Yeah, I think I'm getting like the one after it, the one before it, and that are perfectly fine. So it's worth it. You gotta look for stuff like that. Always read like descriptions on things. Read the bottom because you never know. Somebody could throw something in and you didn't, even know about it. Well, not, a lot of times they surprise you, but there could be things on there because when I looked at the bottom, the seller had choose this package with this or choose that package with this and whatever it was. So if you didn't read that, you would have got screwed out of all the bonus books. So that's what eBay. Just you have to really be careful and watch what you're doing on there because they're getting sneaky. It sounds really evil, but it's true. And something like I said, I want to talk about. My friend had mentioned. I've known this guy for a very long time, since I was a little kid, and we were talking about comics again. Of course, and he's kind of he comes to me. He's like, I was talking to him on the phone, and sometimes on Facebook, and he's like, I don't get it. How do you get these comics? You have so many, great comics, and you get good deals on it, and he wasn't getting pissed off, but he was just kind of like, it almost like he was getting depressed about it. And he's like, oh, I'll never own, this book that you have, and I'll never be able to own that book, and I'll never be able to get that book. I told him to make this video, so he knows he'll probably watch it. But quite honestly, you never know. You never know. I mean, sometimes I even myself, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm never gonna get that book. Even when I was a kid, oh my God, the books that I have now. When I was a kid, I was like, there's no way I'm ever gonna get that book. It's never gonna happen. All right, granted, it's 20-something years later, but you never know. You never know. Things could happen. As evil as it sounds, sometimes you profit on other people's misery. It sounds really messed up, but like on eBay, like I said, you can get some books sometimes really cheap because people have to get rid of them. So you gotta look. Sometimes comic book stores, like when I was at Bailey's and when they had a huge sale. I got a whole bunch of ones that I were very expensive, but with the sale it was like nothing. So, and I've said this a billion times, and I'll say it a billion times more. You can never, ever compare yourself to another collector because it's not going to work. It just will not work. I even mentioned, which if Captain Strangelove is watching, then he's got a new fan, but I didn't do it on purpose. I just mentioned Captain Strangelove. I was like, it's like me. Like sometimes I'll watch Captain Strangelove's videos and I'm like, oh my God, But then again, like I said, you can't compare yourself to somebody else because everyone is different. Everybody's got different situations. Everyone's got different luck, and I love watching Captain Strangelove videos because it's impressive. it's not only impressive, but he knows his stuff. Like, when you watch the videos, he tells you like all these things about books, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'd never remember any of that. But a lot of times when I watch this video, it sinks in, and then when I go to stores or I look online, I'm like, oh my god, I saw that, and this, that's a good price for that. So you got to kind of, do your research. That's another way to do research. So my friend, I told him about Captain Strangelove, and he watched a couple videos. He's like, oh my god. So I've been replaced, He's like, oh man, but I was like, well, don't get, too far ahead of yourself. Don't get like compare yourself to him now. I was like, because that's like, Jesus, that's like comparing an ant to an elephant. But I told him, I was like, his Captain Strangelove stuff is very impressive. I was like, if you want to see some cool stuff, you check that out. Even with Hippie's Collectibles, I was like, he's kicking my ass in Amazing Spider-Man. I was like, I don't mind. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for you, Hippie. I want you to complete that run. Because like I said, some of those books, like I kept saying in previous episodes, I'm like, there's no way now I'm going to get those. And a couple of ones I've come very close. I came really close to Amazing Spider-Man number 14 for an unbelievably cheap price, but I got outbid. This guy apparently was getting rid of his collection, and I mean, it had a little chip missing on the top left corner, and had some chipping on the edges, but the staples were all intact. The book was together, nothing was missing. It had a little bit, the cover had a little bit of damage on the bottom, and the guy was selling it for $30. $30 was like what the bidding was on. It wasn't like buy it now. $30, and I'm watching. I'm telling my fiance, I was like, oh my god, it's First Prince of Green Goblin. I was like, for $30-something, and I'm waiting. She's like, all right. She's like, I know you really want that book. That's your you can go as high as 100. And I was like, all right. And I'm watching this thing, and the closing 2 minutes, it went from $30 went 36, 38, 52, 75, 83, 98, and then it stopped, and I'm like, oh my god. I was like, I might actually have a shot, because the guy had free shipping, and I'm like, I was like, I told my fiance, I was like, would you go as high as 150? She's like, fine, because I told her, like, I was like, even that condition, I was like, it's still worth it. And plus, you got to watch that too when you go on eBay. If you really want something, be careful with that, because you get yourself into a bidding. Oh my god, yeah, and you overpay sometimes. So you have to really be careful. And what was it? So yeah, it went up to, it was like 115. It went up to like the last minute, and I'm like, I was like, all right, I still have a shot, And within like 30, no, it was 30 seconds, and it went to about like 8 seconds. I put in 150, and I hit the thing on the second, right? The second. 2 seconds left, I hit the thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. It clicks, it goes, and I got outbid by, it was 152.50. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. But yeah, hey, you know what? Like I said, you never know. You never know. Like most of the time, that first appearance of the Green Goblin is, the crappiest shape is 3 something or more. So one it was an 8.0. It was like $3,000. But you never know. You wait. People get start selling my collections. You don't know what's gonna go on. So to my friend, he wants to remain nameless. He always says, "Don't mention me on the videos. I only don't mention my name." I don't know why, but wait and see, man. Wait and see. You never know, and never compare yourself to other collectors. That's the main thing you got to come away with this video. Is it's cool to watch everybody's stuff. That's fine, and hang out with your friends and go over their collection. But that's awesome, Like my cousin in California, Jesus, his collection is so massive. I'd love to see him make a video. And the cool thing of when I used to hang out with him was I got a chance to read books I never thought I'd get a chance to read. So like old comic. I'm like, oh my god, you have the first appearance of Sandman. Oh, let me see what it. Yeah, as long as you were careful, put the white gloves on and. But yeah, so you never know what's gonna happen, and I'll definitely make more videos. Like I said, I got a couple more shipments coming. I got 2 shipments from Midtown. That's pretty much going to be it for a while at Midtown, because I'm done with the 3D covers, the ones I wanted anyway. And I do have quite a few shipments coming from eBay. I did go a little overboard, even though I tried not to. I went a little bit. But I did get some good deals. That's the only reason I went overboard. And I guess that's the other thing. Before you buy anything, always do your research. Look at price guides. Look at what stuff's going for. Don't go by what people are going going by, like, oh, the new movie's coming out, you have to buy this, blah blah blah. Never go by that. Always go by what you know it's worth, or what you're willing to pay. So the other thing I told my friend, comics, even though it's like, oh, this is worth $3,000, this is worth $5,000, doesn't mean you're going to get $3,000 or $5,000 for the book. It's all about what somebody is willing to pay for the book. That's what it really comes down to nowadays. Price guides are that's what they are. They're a guide. They're giving you, this is what it's supposed to be worth. So it's all up to you, really. If you want to spend, if something's worth $100, you want to spend $150 because you haven't been able to find it, then go ahead. If that's what makes you happy, and it's a book that you really want, you're going to enjoy it, then if you're going to spend a little extra money, spend a little extra money. No big deal. It's all what it's worth to you in the long run, and that will do it. That will do it. Interesting videos, like I said. I mentioned before. Apparently now I'm a partner. I became a partner on YouTube, so I gotta. Apparently they keep sending all these things, all the things I can and cannot do. So I don't know. I might try to get rid of the partnership. Who knows? See how it goes. But thanks for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And in the future videos, I will try to have more Gizmo. But he's been a terror lately. And like I said, he's sleeping. It's finally some peace for a little while. And it's not the size you make if the matters. It's what you have in it. Later.